This is the Farm Monitor. For over 50 years, your source for agribusiness news and features from around the Southeast and across the country, focusing on one of the nation's top industries, agriculture. The Farm Monitor is produced by one of the largest general farm organizations, the Georgia Farm Bureau. Now here are your hosts, Ray DeLessio and Kenny Bergamy.
All right, welcome to the show, and let's address it right off the bat, out of the gate. Once again, yes, no Kenny this week. I know that's 2 weeks in a row, but rest assured, barring any miraculous setback or something like that, he will be back next week. We do promise that. So with that said, let's go ahead and show you what's on the docket for today. First up, tag along with us as we highlight the important news and features from the annual Georgia Peanut Tour. Also on the show, how about them apples? John HOLCOMB reports from ELIJAY and sits down with the owners of RNA Orchards. Their thoughts on recently being named the #1 apple orchard in the entire country. Plus, if you have some extra apples laying around, boy, do we have some incredible recipes for you. It's Meals from the Field time, and it's all coming your way starting right now on the Farm Monitor. Well, every year, peanut growers, researchers, and industry leaders from around the world come together for the annual Georgia Peanut Tour. Damon Jones tells you why it's such a valuable experience and what kind of crop they're expecting this year with harvest right around the corner.
With nearly half of the nation's peanut production coming from right here within the state, it's essential that growers stay in tune with the latest research. That's why the annual Georgia Peanut Tour is so significant, as it keeps them up to date on an ever-changing industry.
You know, we've been growing peanuts a long time. Growers know what they're doing, but there's slight just changes, just things, and so we try to get out the information, as quick as we can, but we don't always get it out to everybody. So the more people are a part of tours like this, the more information we can get out to them.
And the big change this year was the hot, dry conditions during the growing season that provided a major challenge for the growers.
I think we're close to 80 or 90 days above 90-degree temperatures. We're also close to about 15 days above 95. So you can see very, very hot. But to go with that, we hadn't had widespread rain showers or rain events across the state in some places 8-9 weeks. And so that has really hurt this crop quite a bit.
Every year has a different set of challenges. Last year we had more damp weather. This year we've had more dry and hot weather. It's farming, and we'll just have to adjust, and next year will be different too, I can promise you.
Even though that caused dryland crop to be hit or miss across the state, the outlook for irrigated peanuts looks much brighter, as farmers are expecting yet another strong yield.
When you can control some of the environmental influences like disease and insects and the moisture when you need it, you can produce this good crop, and that's what we're seeing with irrigated now. Will it be record yields on the irrigated? We're not sure yet, but from what I've seen come out of the ground right this minute, looks very good.
With summer turning into fall, growers are now preparing for their harvest season. And one of the major things they need to be aware of is just how much the dry conditions might speed up the process.
Any peanut that you dig right now and put on the ground, it's not taking 5 to 7 days like it normally does to dry them down. It's taking 2 to 3, 4 days, depending on what the moisture was to begin with.
And with such a big difference between the dryland and irrigated crops this year, it's more important than ever to take precautions when gathering up the nuts.
We're sitting in an irrigated field right here, but we've got dryland corners. So do not harvest those and blend them with the irrigated crop, because we know you got a lot of risk. Even in good areas, we got a lot of risk with how hot and dry it's been for 1 or 2 peanuts to have aflatoxin issues.
So with another strong crop expected, the next challenge becomes just how to shorten the supply.
We're doing really well in production, but we need to sell some peanuts overseas. We need some foreign buyers, and the tariff issues have caused some problems, but there are other challenges there as well. And so we've got to do a better job of selling what we know to be a fantastic product.
Reporting from Sumter County, I'm Damon Jones for the Farm Monitor.
All right, Damon, thank you so much. So, meantime, it's officially fall, the season of festivals, beautiful scenery, cooler temperatures, and of course, delicious North Georgia apples. John HOLCOMB visited RNA Orchards in ELIJAY and tells us how they feel about being named the #1 orchard in all of America.
This fall, thousands of people will be heading to North Georgia to get their hands on some freshly picked apples. Here at R&A Orchards in East ELIJAY is one of the several locations where customers can get them with plenty of options to choose from.
We have approximately 156 acres of fruit trees. We grow peaches, apples, blackberries. We're open year-round, 9 to 6. The farm was actually started in 1947, so I'm a third-generation farmer here on the farm. We also offer farm tours, and you pick apples in September, every weekend in September. We grow from July till Thanksgiving. We'll go through about 38 varieties of apples, different types of apples here on the farm.
As you can tell from the crates, conveyors, and freshly packed bags full of apples, the growing season has been a good one.
This year we've got a pretty good crop of apples. We had a late freeze on April the 1st. We got down to 26 degrees. You know, it killed a little bit of our fruit, but we've still got a good crop. We don't have just a abundance bumper crop, but we've got a good crop of apples.
However, nothing can ever just be easy.
Right now, the biggest concern we're having is the heat seems to be lingering this year, and we're having a little bit of trouble with some sunburn and stuff like that.
As temperatures start to drop and the leaves start to change, people from all over will be making their way to ELIJAY and ultimately to R&A, especially this year, after they were voted the #1 apple orchard in America by USA Today readers, a title they were extremely honored to win.
We just feel humbled and honored to be nominated in you know, just a little orchard in North Georgia, to be nominated for that contest. And you know, we actually ended up winning, being #1, and I give all that credit to our customers and the people that got out and voted every day on Facebook, Instagram. I mean, you know, it was a joint effort between our customers and what we do here on the farm.
They have worked hard to earn that title, but in the end, what they try to do is simple: produce a good product and make people happy when they come to their orchard.
We work hard to produce the best quality fruit that we can for our customers. We try to interact with our customers when they come in the market. You know, we try our best every day to be helpful. You know, we want people to leave our market satisfied, enjoy their experience here on the farm. So we want to do the best job we can producing the best apple, best peach, best whatever we grow here on farm.
Reporting in ELIJAY for the Farm Monitor, I'm John Holcomb.
Makes you hungry for some apples, doesn't it? Oh my goodness, look what's next. Yes, Apple Recipes with Marcia Crowley. And this month, we prove what we have been saying all along, that if I can do it, you can do it too.
Hi everyone, I'm Keaton Walker, the Chief Marketing and Business Development Officer here at the Georgia National Fairgrounds and Agri Center in Perry, Georgia. We're so excited to be celebrating our 30th anniversary here at the Georgia National Fair, October the 3rd through the 13th. We have a lot of fun things planned, but this year we are really excited to be able to offer 11 free concerts throughout the entire Georgia National Fair. That is a concert per night. We have some new events that we're bringing in this year. We are really excited to be able to introduce to you for the first time Annabelle Crystal. She is an exclusive fair fairy here at the Georgia National Fair, so you can bring out your kids, they can get a picture with her. She may even have a surprise for them when they walk away. For the second year in a row is our brand new baby barn. The Georgia Department of Agriculture has presented this last year for the first ever here in Georgia, and we are excited to be able to offer to you 11 live births. You can bring the entire family out and they will be able to witness the miracle of birth right here at the Georgia National Fairgrounds. We're excited to be able to have everyone back to enjoy the Georgia National Fair Youth Livestock Competitions. That is what our entire facility was built around, was the youth livestock competitions and 4-H and FFA organizations. And in addition to our traditional shows, we are really excited to be able to introduce to you for the first time ever here at the Georgia National Fairgrounds and in the state of Georgia, we are hosting the Georgia National Super Show. This is going to be a show dedicated to all special needs classes. We'll have 20 different classes that come out from all around the state. Their entire class gets to participate in the daily, day-to-day adventures in the barn. They get to go from feeding and watering and taking care of that livestock project all the way to the show at the very end. And so that class will actually nominate one student that will get to participate in the final livestock show on Tuesday, October the 8th. So we invite everyone to come out, support these kids, make sure that you're here cheering for them. It is going to be a wonderful event here at the Georgia National Fair, October the 3rd through the 13th. We look forward to seeing you all very soon.
Well, you know, Mama always told me an apple a day helps keep the doctor away. And in this case, an apple a day may keep Marcia Crowley away from me, and she would probably really like that.
Oh, and that's not true. That's not true.
No. Hey, everybody, welcome back to the Farm Monitor and to another edition of Meals from the Field. Yes, joining me as always, like I always say, my partner in crime, Marcia Crowley.
No,
it is so good to see you as always. But yes, apples, as we all know, very, very healthy for you. It is apple season here in Georgia.
Yes, it is.
So when I called Marcia last week, I said, hey, what are we doing next week for recipes? And she goes, we are doing apple recipes, and not just apples, but we've got some chickens in here, we've got some pecans, we've got all kinds of great stuff.
And it's supposed to have Georgia's supposed to have a really good apple season this year.
Absolutely. So I am going to shut my mouth, which is
that.
very hard.
That's hard.
That's
for me
hard.
too.
And I will let you do your thing.
All right, the first thing, we're not actually going to turn this on, but these are stewed apples, and it's 6 cups of chopped Georgia apples, and you need a cooking apple like a Rome or a Gala or Honey Crisp. There's a ton of them out there.
Okay.
All right, you're going to add to that a 1/2 cup of brown sugar. It can be light or dark, it doesn't matter. It's just going to make the color different, obviously.
I don't mean to interrupt you. You didn't notice what I am wearing differently this time around.
An apron.
I found my apron.
You found your apron.
I found my apron, so from now on I wear my apron.
Good.
Because I've been coming home and I've got stuff all over my shirt.
You know, I've ruined so many clothes by not wearing an apron. I have to eat in one sometimes. All right, that was a 1/2 cup of brown sugar. This is a teaspoon of sugar, nutmeg, and a little bit of salt, and a 1/4 cup of apple juice. Okay. And you're going to just stir all that up, and you're going to stew this on low for about 45 minutes. And like I said, I'm not going to turn this on because everything else will mess up. But you just till they're tender. And they are so good with pork or chicken or by themselves or for breakfast or really, really good. Really, that's it. Simple.
That's it?
Simple, simple. All right, the next thing is a chicken and stuffing. And this is, it's not your traditional stuffing, dressing, whatever you call it. This is 2.5 cups of breadcrumbs that you buy in the can, plastic can, and this happens to be the herb garlic, but you can use any flavor you want. 1/2 cup of chopped pecans, 1/2 cup each of red onion, celery, and this one's really, you know me, I like easy. 1/2 cup of chopped apples. Here again, you want to use the cooking apples. I'm going to kind of stir that up a little bit. A little bit of garlic.
Apples and garlic?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're serving it with chicken.
That's true.
And then this is a 1/2 cup of butter, which is a stick, melted. And a 1/2 cup of apple juice. Now, when I stir this up, it's going to look dry. But once you put it under the chicken and bake it the way we're going to bake it, it is not. It will not be dry.
And you know me, I'm health conscious. Can you use the sugar-free apple juice? Would that make a difference?
No, you could use water.
Okay.
You could use water if you wanted to. I just doing apples, so I thought apple juice was
Sure.
appropriate. You could use white wine. You could use. All right, like I said, that looks dry, but it's really not. So what you're going to do?
Thanksgiving stuffing, actually.
That's what it tastes like, really.
Really cool.
Yeah. All right, and you're going to put a big blob of the stuffing on the bottom of a sheet of aluminum foil.
Okay.
Put a little bit of fresh rosemary on the top, and your chicken. And I cut these chicken breasts in half because they're so big now.
Right.
All right, I'm just going to wrap that up, and you're going to bake it at 350 for 40 minutes. The last 20 minutes, you're going to open the foil a little bit and let it brown.
Okay.
And then everybody's got their own individual thing. You can serve it in this or on a platter like we have over there.
Very nice.
All right, last but not least, little apple dumplings. This is a crescent roll and one thick slice of apple. You're going to roll the apple. Here again, a cooking apple.
Oh, can I do it? Can I do it? Can I do
Oh,
it?
yeah, go for it. Go for
Cool,
it.
let me do it.
Good.
Okay,
I need
so
to bring this over here anyway.
roll the apple.
Just like that.
All right, so, oh, look at that.
Isn't that
I'm like
cute?
a pastry chef.
All right, and you can put it in a baking dish.
Okay.
And then you're going to combine a half a cup of sugar, some cinnamon, and you can cut back on the sugar, of course, a little bit
Right.
of vanilla. Going to mix that up.
That's good. That's good.
All right. Pour that over the top when I'm not going to
Bring that over so we can see from the overhead camera.
Let's move that. Okay, in a perfect world, this would still be melted. but
I'm going to
it's
let
not.
you do that because I don't want to get my trusty apron all dirty.
No, we don't want to get that apron dirty. We want you to bring that back. This should be a little more melted than this, but it kind of hardened a little bit. Waiting on you to set up.
Sure.
So you can put that over the little dumplings. And this is a fun thing for kids to do too. That's why I let you do that.
Right. That's true. I don't even have a comeback for that.
I know. And then the fun part of this is a half a cup of Sprite.
Really? How about Sprite Zero, sugar-free?
Sprite Zero, you could use that too. Just pour that over the top. And like, once again, it's going to be more melted than that. You're going to bake this at 350 for 30 minutes.
Okay.
And that's it. These are
That's
great
it.
for breakfast or dessert.
All right, well, let's take a look at all the final products. And what do we have here now? Again,
That's
Marsha?
the chicken with stuffing, cooked in
with
foil.
stuffing. Wow, that's looking
You've got
really
the
good.
stewed tomatoes.
And then
That's
over here,
tomatoes,
that's-
apples,
Let's do it. The regular apples with the brown sugar.
and then the apple dumplings
And then the apple
that you
dumplings
made. Yeah.
That I cannot wait to see.
Oh,
when-
they're so good.
I think I have a new career.
Yeah, you do, Mr. Pastry Chef.
And of course, folks, you can make all these recipes yourself by logging on to farm-monitor.com. Everything is listed out for you step by step. All we ask is that you take great caution and you read everything over and don't overburn or overbake things.
Follow directions is always important.
Yes, follow directions. So as always, Marsha, so good to see you
Thank you,
again.
Ray.
Thank you so much.
Happy fall.
Happy fall to you and happy fall to you. And we will see you again next month.
Now the thing about Georgia is we have a long growing season, and that's what it takes.
Donald Chase is just days away from harvesting the perfect peanut.
They won't get too dry. It should be just perfect tomorrow. It takes about 140 days of what we like to refer to as the 2 H's in Georgia, heat and humidity.
The secret behind Georgia peanut's legendary flavor, cracked open.
See that one's about fully mature.
Here in the heart of South Georgia, this is the peanut capital of the world.
It may look good on top, but you never know till you start to dig them. Kind of exciting.
Donald is a third-generation Georgia peanut farmer, learning everything he knows about harvesting the legume from his father Glenn, who learned from the father before him. It all began in 1952.
Daddy was in construction, and he was raised on a farm in Oklahoma, and he always wanted a farm. So we bought a farm on a river.
And after 65 peanut seasons here in Macon County, the Chases say the industry has evolved for the better. And this little nut has a lot of sustainable power.
You can see like little nodules there. That's nitrogen. A peanut is a legume and it fixes its own nitrogen.
And they develop better quality peanuts, disease resistant. Of course, we have GPS. The tractor drives itself.
That is, unless this lady's behind the wheel. Meet the matriarch of the Chase family operation.
Here we go. I don't like to go that fast. My favorite part is just filling up a wagon, just having lots of peanuts.
A place where a day's success is not only counted in peanuts. It's the fragrance that fills the air, kicked up in a cloud of peanut dust.
It's just peanut time in South Georgia.
And the legacy of a man who saw his family's future on a farm by the river.
He would be, Donald and I have talked to, he would be proud. He would really be proud.
Finally this week, it's often said that butterflies are nature's way of showing off. Those delicate creatures, so many stunning colors. In this next report, Charles Denny tells us how researchers are studying ways to keep butterflies healthy and attracting them to your landscape.
Oh, you're just sitting there.
Butterflies are free. 300 gorgeous monarchs released into the woods at the UT Arboretum in Oak Ridge. For a small fee, you could get your own butterfly and send it off into the world. Some monarchs flew off quickly, while others seemed attached, literally attached to their human friends.
I think the monarch butterfly really draws people's attention. It's like a poster child for insect conservation. So that is part of the reason we have our monarch release.
A few monarchs seem to be showing off a bit, hanging around to have their picture taken before finding their new home. The release was the finale of the Butterfly Festival Field Day, put together by UT Ag Research.
This field day also included information about how to attract butterflies to your landscape. Short answer there, feed them. Certain plants and flowers are enticing to butterflies, and they also like small pools of water.
What you do in your home landscape, your business landscape, your place of worship can make a big impact on our environment and insect health.
The field day included educational tours where all ages, more than 1,500 people, could learn about butterflies and other insects and pollinators so critical to our environment. A popular stop, this butterfly tent, where painted ladies were the species on display.
I think they get an experience of mingling in a really beautiful setting, having opportunity to go through the UT Insect Zoo, having the opportunity to release live monarch butterflies, and just a good all-around family event.
The Arboretum has 2,000 acres of trees, but the vast forest also includes animals, insects, and more butterflies. Also visiting the field day, this male tiger swallowtail, dining on plant life, and also not shy about being photographed. Shirley Raines, who wrote a children's book about butterflies, was one of the educators here.
And butterflies are beautiful. The UT Arboretum is a wonderful source, so they get to see the butterflies in their natural settings, and the release of the butterflies is almost magical.
You're going to name it?
Roy.
Roy. Autumn is still a time when we can see butterflies, finding them in the wild or bringing them closer to where you live. One of nature's most beautiful creatures, they add their own color to our world. This is Charles Denny reporting.
Charles, thank you so much, and thank you for watching. We'll see you next week right here on the Farm Monitor. Have a great week, everybody.